told my wife that she couldn't do it without me. Turns out she can. My wife and I don't fight much. And when we do fight, we usually communicate well afterward and things go back to normal. I brag to my friends about how reasonable my wife is, and her ability to communicate and empathize is something I deeply admire. She doesn't hold grudges. She talks me through my rough times. Until now. Due to a fire, my wife is out of work but still earning her salary from insurance. We decided she would stay home with our young son while out of work. She doesn't love child rearing, which is something we knew going into having kids. Honestly, it's hard to tell. She's a great mom. Present and loving even when I can see she's struggling inside. I give my wife a lot of breaks. We co-parent. Split bedtime routines for our 2 kids. We both pull our weight. Yesterday was a snow day. My daughter was home with my wife and son. I was working from home downstairs all day. I helped my daughter with cyber school until noon. My wife was with my son in the snow all morning, plowing the driveway and sidewalks, and so on. Maintaining the house. My daughter joined them, and from the sound of things and some videos, she brought her friends over for play and hot chocolate. I worked until around 5 o'clock, and when I went upstairs it was chaos. My wife was doing laundry and helping my daughter who fell and hurt herself on the ice. She sent home the friends and we had dinner. I did the cleanup, and right after finishing, keep in mind I've been downstairs working all day, not even a bathroom break. Afternoon I went into the playroom and my wife approached me. She asked, "Hey, can I go lay down for a bit?" The maybe offense. I admit I made a face and said, "I haven't gone to the bathroom all day and I put cookies in the oven." I can tell I messed up just by the face she gives me. Fine. Never mind. Forget I asked. Heaven forbid. Now I'm sensing some attitude and know I've misstepped here. So I say, "No, it's fine, I'll take care of it all. Go take a break." To my complete shock, in front of our kids who I admit aren't paying us much attention but are still close, my wife says, "I said never effing mind. I've been running around on my feet all day watching our kids and other people's kids, and heaven effing forbid I ask for 20 minutes to myself." I again say, "Go take a break. I told you it was fine." But she's clearly lost her marbles and is seeing red. She starts cleaning up and helping with the kids, and I do too. I tried to overcompensate, but she just took over caring for them and they listened to he. In the hall I said, "I think you forget I work all day." And she viciously says, "Thanks for reminding me. I almost forgot." I feel like a jerk. I get that she works hard caring for the kids, but I work hard too. I think not having her job and escape is making her reaction to this fight worse. Update. She texted me the next day with her usual communication. She expressed how upset she felt with my behavior and the way I acted toward her. She said she was feeding and taking care of 6 kids all day in the snow alone and still cleaned the entire house and deep cleaned our craft room. I explained that I was stressed at work and that I didn't get why she was so upset since I offered her a break, but she said, "I don't want your pity breaks." She ended it with, "Thanks for the apology by the way." Which, yeah, I didn't exactly apologize, but for what? And then she asked for the number of my daughter's piano teacher. The piano teacher was the only activity that I managed for my kids. I found out she texted her asking to go through my wife from now on, as she will be managing the schedule. Normally my wife would text me asking if I could get my daughter from dance on my way home yesterday. I do this every week. I didn't hear anything, and when I got home I found out my wife dropped and picked her up. I confronted my wife with, "I am very present with my children. Do not make me out to be an absent father." My wife responded, "If I didn't manage and ask you for help, you'd see them a quarter of the time you do now. And I'm done managing you." Like an idiot, I dug in and thought I was right. I admit we both said some unkind things. But after a while of back and forth, I apologized. She accepted and I figured things would go back to normal. They haven't. My wife used to include me in parenting our kids. I did dance pickup most weeks and bedtime was split. I gave baths. Made dinner. All the stuff. Since our fight, my wife hasn't asked me for any help with the kids. The first morning I woke up on what was supposed to be my morning with the kids, I figured she was just being nice or trying to prove a point, but it kept happening. She didn't even send them down to say good night last night. Normally my wife does this silly game where she sends my son to ask me to read 5 books and then we would negotiate down to 1 or 2 and race upstairs. Last night I heard her racing him and came up to find her doing bedtime yet again. The kids haven't even noticed. It's like she's replacing me. Consider my foot officially in my mouth. She started running again. She's cooking really healthy and often. Every night I come home to my perfectly happy Stepford wife, doing it all without me, and I feel empty inside. How do I fix this? I don't even know where to begin. At this point, I want to beg her to go back to how things were. This wasn't what we agreed on. Update 2. Believe it or not, I do want to be a good father and husband. I've royally effed up and I see that and fully admit it. This is going to be my only edit, and then I'm going to get off my phone for a while and focus my attention on my family. My wife had dinner cooked when I got home. Everything is fine between us, so there wasn't any tension. After we cleaned up I went upstairs and ran my wife a bath, put Taylor Swift on her Alexa, and lit a few candles. I told her to go relax upstairs for the night. She was surprised but smiled and went on her way. I'm currently on the toilet watching my kids take a bath. People mention love bombing etc., but I'm just trying anything I can to show her I do appreciate and love her and our family, and I want to be a present father. I'm going to do bedtime tonight and probably all next week. I'll tell her she does so much during the day and deserves the break because it's the truth. I get that I come off as a jerk. I grew up in a not great situation and didn't have the best role models growing up. I'm terrified of my children not having enough and I overcompensate by working too much. This new job came with a big pay increase, but the hours are longer and I feel like I can never keep up. I've reached out to a few recruiters tonight. I used to love my job and was always home by 4:30. Even if it meant taking the lost income, I'm thinking about going back. Relationships are hard. And humans aren't perfect. I need to watch these kiddos and start planning out my long road of groveling and reconnecting.